people of my parents' generation were certainly witnesses to a lot of land development taking place in Chatham, and were beginning to become a little bit concerned about sort of what was going to happen to the spot that they'd grown to love, that had a certain look and feel and density. So, conservation land became an important effort to try to figure out a way to preserve some open space.
Families that lived in Chatham who absolutely adored it for its natural beauty. And they had the means to be able to gift property that they wanted preserved. And that's how I think it got started.
Chatham changes dramatically. It goes from being a fishing community, summer tourism, to retirement community with fishing and summer tourism. Changed the town. And so if John Manson and Bob McNee saw, and I'm sure they did, saw the potential changes in Chatham, and they saw that land was expensive and becoming more so, they probably felt it was time to start saving some land for the town.
When President Kennedy decided that the government should buy all that property from Provincetown up to Eastham, I think that was a highlight of opening up some people's eyes that said, gee, if that could happen, if there's a potential developing of that property down there, I'm sure that there's some of the people like Robert McNeese and those former starting foundation members probably felt as though that we better start acquiring land here too, because somewhere out there off Cape Cod, there are people that are going to come here and develop it. And there was some land that came available that somebody who owned called Fox Hill, and that was the first piece of property that the foundation acquired. So we started buying parcels, but we had no money to start with, so everything had to be all contributed.
The individuals who were founders were longtime residents of the town, influential members of the town, and people listened to them when they talked about the importance of trying to make sure that certain parcels of land were preserved forever. That again was largely a product of the time, as well as a product of the people who were involved. The times have changed, as have people's motivations about what do you want the town of Chatham to look like, how do you want to go about preserving it. As we've said, the immense increase in land prices has driven a lot of that, the immense change in the nature of the population here. The fact is that the town's year-round population has barely budged for years, but the summer population is immense. The nature of the mix of housing has changed tremendously from what were relatively modest Cape-style homes that sometimes were used just for a summer are now fully modern, fully winterized homes that in some cases are again only used for a couple of weeks each summer. It changes how Chatham looks and how it works. I have no way of predicting how it's going to end up, of course, but it's kind of nice to be able to preserve some parts of Chatham that attracted us in the first place. Certainly a lot of the natural resources of Chatham have stayed largely the same, and we still have, I think it's 88 miles of saltwater coastline. We still have Pleasant Bay, Old Harbor, Stage Harbor, Sulphur Springs, and we've got a huge stretch along Nantucket Sound. Those are all things that attracted people here in the first place and are keeping them attracted so long as we take care of them.